Hey everybody, here with an unboxing of sorts. Actually, it's just a new 1911 in 9mm by Rock Island Armory that I picked up. And I just have it in this holster for right now because I'm trying to form it to the holster a little bit. So this is the case that it comes in. And here we can see. So there we have it's an A1 GI standard FS full size 9mm by Arms Corps, also known as Rock Island Armory. So we'll get into the box in just a minute here. I'm trying this camera in this position. I'm really not liking it. So I'm gonna try backing this up for a second. And we're gonna tip this. There we go. Let's go with this view. So you can see it's the GI 1911 A1 style, with the exception of it has a straight back strap, mainspring housing as opposed to the arched. This is the factory magazine that it comes with, which is made by Matt Gar, as you can see right there. Matt Gar, made in Italy. This is a 10 rounds, caliber 9mm. And it's a flush fit, with the exception that it has a plastic bumper pad on it. I'll show you that I did order. Let's show clear on there. There we go, and you can see the feed ramp right there, which is built into the barrel on the 9mm version. And then I ordered a couple of these, which are metal form. And these were from CDNN. For those of you who've ordered from them, you know that this is their packaging. They always have this. Usually their mags come in plastic bags like this. And this also is a 10 round. Let's take a look at the difference here in construction though. So this Matt Gar has this channel built in to take up the space of the magazine right here at the front, and the round seats all the way to the back. On these, they put the spacer in the rear, and the round will sit more forward. And that's how it takes up the extra space for the mag well depth. But this, here we can see 10 round, and then these are Zenith. On their site, these are listed as Zenith. So if you order the Zenith 10 round 9mm 1911 mags, that you will get metal form mags, which metal form 9mm 1911 mags have a great reputation of running well. But if you see that they stick out like this, so you can see that the plastic base fits up into the slot cut on the frame, but there is extra material hanging down. So I guess their flush fit would probably only be a 9 round, but let's show that. You can see it's all the way seated because it locked back and held the slide open. So if we look at the difference that way, it doesn't appear to be that much longer than the Matt Gar 10 round, but it does stick out. So if that bothers you, just be aware if you order these that it will give you that sort of grip feel, or you'll have that bit of an extension sticking out if you choose to carry that way. That could cause an issue for printing if it hangs up. And then I do have another magazine here that I just got. This is a Matt Gar 1911 9mm. This is a nickel-plated magazine, and this is a flush fit, and this is only a 9 round mag. So there is the UPC 1911 9mm 9 round HT nickel. And there we can see we have just the traditional style magazine base, like on the Colt GI. That's a non-removable base plate, I believe. Maybe you could get that off. So you'd probably have to do the trick where you push the follower down and you stick something through your round count hole, and that holds the follower down, or it holds the spring down. You can pull the follower out, and then the spring will come out if you need to clean it. So let's see what that looks like in here. And there you can see that's going to give you your absolute flush finish. And there, it's the front of that magazine sticks out through the slot cut there. So this gun, I forgot to mention, ships with just plain, I don't know, some people have said they're teak wood. I'm not sure exactly what the wood is, whatever they have in the Philippines where these are made. But they're just a smooth wood grip, so when we open the case, you'll see that. These are the 1911 A1 Replica Grips, and these happen to be the black rubber version. I got these on Amazon for $11 shipped. They were $10.99 Prime. They have them in brown plastic, and black rubberized, and I got the rubberized, and they're really nice texture. They give you a really nice grip feel on the pistol. So other than that, basic GI Parkerized finish. They recommend when you get one of these, you detail strip it if you want, but at least field strip it and brush it all out with a toothbrush and mineral spirits. Re-lube it and then wipe it down with gun oil. When you get done doing your mineral spirits, it's going to look really chalky and powdery because that's the way parkerizing is. This, you can see there's some sheen to it again. All I took was some Hoppy's gun oil on an old t-shirt and just wiped it all down and then just buffed it off. And this is kind of how it's going to end up looking. You can see there, I just have, this is excess lubricant from actually lubing the gun properly, how I like to lube 1911. So again, the main differences between this and your 45 version is your 45 version, your feed ramp is going to be built into your frame. On a 9mm version, you are going to have a ramped barrel. Other than that, they are part swappable in the lower. The lower should be identical. I think even the magazine depth is the same, and that's why they have to do these spacers into a 9mm. I don't know, I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on it, but the lowers have got to be very, very similar. There's going to be a difference in here, though. Machine work on that area to accept the ramped barrel as opposed to having your ramp built into your frame. Spring kit. If you did spring kit on them, it would probably have to be 9mm specific because your mainspring is probably less than 23 pounds, which is the factory mainspring weight on a Colt 1911 and 45. And your recoil spring on a 45 standard is 16 pounds, and I believe these are 15 or 18. I'm forgetting now. Sorry. Other than that, your finish on them is going to be, like I said, parkerized. Everything about it. This is a Series 70, so you're not going to have a firing pin block on it. You have rudimentary sights on it. There, we can take a look at that sight picture. The nice thing is there's space on both sides of that front sight blade, which I like. Because on black sights, I would hate for that front sight to fill up that entire rear notch. That would just be really difficult. A lot of guys throw some either white nail polish on there or neon colors, whatever. If you do a neon color, I recommend doing a layer of white first before you do your color coat, and it really helps that color pop. This is just a target gun for me. I'm going to leave it black on black for a while. I just kind of like this all black look on this gun. It's kind of cool. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, let's talk about a couple things that I'm not crazy about. Watch this trigger play. See it moving there? Look down at my tabletop. So there's a lot of up and down slop, and if you wiggle it, it sounds really chintzy. However, after lubrication and cleaning, and I have not shot this yet, safety works really well, really easy to engage and disengage. It's sharp though, I will say that. The edges of it are sharp, the serrations are sharp. If you have girly skin, it's going to really bother you. But just, I recommend just taking it and even just doing 2 fingers on it and just working it like this. You got to have the hammer cock to do that. And then really it'll loosen up on you. And you can even, these are really easy to take out. You just go halfway between fire and safe, and then you can pull them out, and then you could check and see what the shaft condition looks like for the cross pin on this, and you know, you could polish it and lube it and stuff like that. I didn't do that. I will say that the trigger weight on this is really, really nice, and it does have a really good break on it. So let's show reset. Reset is very short. It's definitely tactile. Audible, yeah, a little bit. The only thing that really lets me down on this is that you can see, watch, I'll keep pressure on that, and you can see how I can move that trigger around. So I'm not sure if that's because you have a channel that your trigger bow rides in, so this could have a narrow trigger bow on it. For some reason, there's a little bit of slop there. It's not really bad if you're just practicing firing, you know, just doing that and keeping pressure on that trigger the whole time. Then it's really not that noticeable. But when you just bring your finger in there and go for it, you can get your finger caught in that little bit of space there. See that air space right there? If you got loose skin on your finger, you can get that up in there, depending on where you get your finger. So try and get it centered on that trigger face. Enough of that rambling. We're at 10 minutes plus. So let's show. Here's the holster. This is just a leather belt holster with a thumb strap on it. I kind of want this pistol to get some finish wear on it. That's why I went with this holster with the raw finish on the inside like that, because I think 1911s look cool when they start getting some like bright metal showing through on their hard edges and stuff like that. So this is just, like I said, a range gun, so I thought that would be cool. It's a nice lightweight cheap holster, and that holster is top grain rugged buffalo leather, green tanned, blah blah blah. It's made in India, I think. Saw that somewhere, but it's saddle mate, and these are like $10 shipped on eBay, and this is the 9-inch adjustable side holster. They say it fits Glock 17s and a few other things. I didn't try my Glock in it because it just looks like a 1911 holster, and it works. The other holster that you could use if you have a Bianchi M12, this happens to be made by Kathy, but you know, the military style M12 holster, you can have it with or without the flap on it, but a 1911 will fit in there, and looks right in there. You can see that it's loose from here to here, like it's not seated all the way down, and that's the slide moving on there. But for a range holster or woods holster, that'd work just fine. And all right, let's go over here. We'll bring the box in, get that opened up, and show you what would come with this. There's a $50 rebate on these through October 15th, but it is a rebate for store credit at advancedtactical.com. It is not a $50 cash rebate. So you get a manual, you get a fired cartridge. It's got some really bad handwriting from whatever tech fired this in the Philippines. When these come to you, they come in a plastic bag, and you get this lock too. It's got the RIA symbol on it. They come in this plastic bag, and they're pretty heavily oiled. Not as horrible as I remember some of my other import guns coming, but yeah, they're pretty oily. And then these grips. This is the bag that my rubber grips came in. So there you can see Trigger Happy brand, U.S. government pistol grips, black, flexible, new. And that's a part number on there. Again, Amazon, if you search Trigger Happy grips, you'll be able to find the choices on Amazon. They are $10.99 Prime free shipping if you have a Prime membership. So I might screw around with these and try some. I have a wood burner kit, a Harbor Freight one right here that I do stippling with, and I might screw around with some of the tips and stuff and just practice like checkering and stuff on wood and see if I can make these into something better looking than what they are. You also get a chamber block flag and a stop. This was on the trigger guard. It's just one of these. So that's it, and I'm looking forward to shooting it. Hopefully the range is open tomorrow, the outdoor range, and I would like to go get some rounds through this in 9mm and see how it shoots, and then I'll give a follow-up report after I do that. So thank you guys for watching. Always shoot safe.